Quiet on the set. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. I'm DearMYRTLE, your not so retired friend in genealogy. Welcome to Mini-Myrt. Today, we're going to visit briefly with Lisa Rex. She's from the Ancestor Audit. She's one of those folks that I met over on Substack. I'm really excited to welcome you today. Let me pull you up on the panel here. Lisa, welcome to Mini-Myrt.
Hi there. It's good to be here.
So, we get to talk about you and what you're doing. And I'm totally new to meeting you. And I have been looking over your channel, and I'm going to pull it up and share that on the screen so that folks can see this. Basically, though, let me ask you beforehand, where are your ancestors from principally? This will help people know they want to follow you because they have people in some of the same places.
Yes. All right. So on my dad's side, it's German and Swedish. And then my mother's side, it's Ukrainian, English, Irish, well, a bit of Scotch-Irish, and also Dutch. And also some German.
Oh, yeah, we mentioned that in the green room a little bit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mr. Myrt, my husband has, like 51% Norwegian and the rest Swedish.
Okay.
But I think there's some Neanderthal mixed in there somewhere.
Oh, there's always Neanderthal.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go to Substack, and we're going to look at the Ancestor Audit. And I want you to tell me, well, you've done some Substack lives, but you've also had some interesting case studies that you've been doing that reflect the research. I thought I'd talk about too many ands. I think that's a good topic because a lot of beginning genealogists don't recognize that you can have wives by the same name and it is not the same person.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to talk about the Anne situation. So, yeah, essentially, yeah, my ancestor is Anne Lamb. Her mother was called Anne. And when her father passed away, her mother remarried. But when I went into the parish registers, I saw that actually there were 2 marriages with the surname, well, the full name Anne Lamb, 2 widows. And so I know that they're obviously separate people because they were married a year apart and, the name was exactly the same. But yes, it's just like two male lambs died and then the wives both remarried at roughly the same time. So
that's what it is.
Yeah. So I'm
as opposed
who's
to
who.
one groom whose first wife dies and then he marries somebody else by the same name. It's a different scenario. And that took reading the parish registers and beginning to see these as 2 distinct individuals. That's why we don't do what I call quick click genealogy. You have a different term for it. Give us that.
What did I call it? I can't remember what I put in the post.
It was scattering or something like that.
Oh, the scattergun approach?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I obviously I do that, when I occasionally, but I do, like, if I know that I have a lot of people in a parish, it's absolutely worth your time to go through, if not, every single, page within the parish register, but at least like do a search and go through all of the search results and capture them that way.
Yeah, then you kind of know who the fan club, the friends, associates, and neighbors might be. And yeah, you get the lay of the land. I remember Dr. Jones had that challenge, and he was looking at wills and probate records for a total of 150 years. So it covered before his focus person died and after by a couple of generations. And that's the only way he could solve it when it was a common surname. So, and that was just in Virginia where they had good records, even colonial records were quite good. So, good point. So, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, that's okay. Go ahead.
So, RootsTech is happening. And we have part of why I'm interviewing you is that we are partners, Genia bloggers and DearMYRTLE and Barbara at Project Kin and all her gang are right along partners talking about what we're planning to do when we are at RootsTech, whether it's in person or virtual. Are you
Yeah.
coming from England?
Not this year. No, no. There was a London one in 2019 that I went
Yeah.
to that was amazing. But no, I was in Salt Lake City actually about a year and a half ago, just doing some research. But yeah, I will go back at some point. So yeah, I'll be online.
All right. So the online version is still very reasonable. And
Mm,
those recorded classes go into the archives, which they have number of years worth of classes. So when you're talking about record sets that have been around from the 1700s or in the 1500s in Bisham, Berkshire, England, that's one of the places where my ancestors are from.
yeah,
Those records haven't changed dramatically.
yeah. They're
Nobody's
like over
going in it.
time. You get a little more detail over time, but yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they're good.
we may understand more as time goes by.
Yeah.
And uh, it's good to have different voices in the genealogy vertical so that, if I can't convince somebody to look at the parish register for a couple of years each way, you might find other children of that Anne Lamb, etc.
Hmm.
Maybe the way you write and the way you explain it and the examples you show are what people find and they learn from you. It doesn't matter who gets the message across as
Hmm.
long as we put the message out there to help
Yeah,
people. Do you find that writing clarifies your thinking?
it does. I will be writing something down and then I'll just suddenly think, I didn't think about that. So then I'll stop, go do
Mhm.
some research, then come back. And yeah, so I mean, the whole time I actually made a video about the same two Anns. And I've since worked out that, yeah, one of them, I know the identity of the other one, but yeah, I have some other pressing research going on, but I still want to go back and work out. I think one of them has died early. I know from her father's will that she wasn't. Well, I assume she wasn't living because she wasn't mentioned. So yeah, that's
Mm,
not a lot of clues to go on, but
I
yeah.
hear you. Yeah, folks use genealogy software to keep track of their data. And once they fill in a blank for birth, marriage, and death, they kind of, don't think about other things like you're talking about, like the relationship. Okay, we found a document that mentions a possible father, and then we just don't do that extra work. But
Mm,
that extra work, it's in the weeds where we are then convinced this is the right Anne, and that's a different Anne, had a wonderful life, but she's not ours.
yeah.
We like her, but she's not ours. I mean, want to
Sadly.
climb the right family tree.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you also have a YouTube channel. Let me switch my screen so that we can look at it.
Sure.
I love it. Genealogy case files, proven, probable, and parked. Would you explain the differences? I think that's a great way to put these concepts.
Sure. Well, proven is I have lots of documentation and it's all sourced, and I'm confident that I have the right Anne, for example. And then
Hmm.
probable, oops, probable is there's a lot of evidence. Maybe it's emerging evidence, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'll keep them there until I have a bit more. If they're probable, it might be when I add them to my family tree. And then
Hmm.
parked is I don't know. I need more information. A lot of times things are parked until I can actually get to the archives. And so
Oh, yes.
yeah,
Hmm.
not
By the
everything's online.
Yeah, by the way, you got a comment from Kyla. She made it to the live for once and she's saying, "Hi, Lisa. Nice to meet you."
Hi,
So
Kyla. Nice to meet you too.
I'm going to be seeing her live in Salt Lake. And
Oh,
I think
okay.
part of why I'm going to Salt Lake is that I already have family in the area. 2 of my daughters and a whole bunch of grandchildren are there.
Hmm.
Of course, they're growing up and getting married. I'm at a different age group than you are, but it's a safe landing spot, and I know the territory.
Okay.
So tell me how you are planning to participate and relate to the virtual uh, offerings at rootstech.com.
Yes. So I can tell you what I'm definitely looking for. If there was like a chat room or a back room for anyone remotely joining us from the genealogy community on Substack, that would be great. I have been looking, I haven't found one yet, but I'm sure there must be one. I will be watching as many sessions as I can live. I think it's helpful when you're watching live because you can, I don't know, maybe there's other people also watching live. You can kind of hear from each other. And
Okay. There
but
is
otherwise,
there
oh,
is
go
an
ahead.
option that Barbara at Project Kin, who's I'm in person with Genya bloggers and Project Kin people at the booth,
Mhm.
and Barbara is at home trying to post what our people are posting, get the word out, spread the message. And watch parties are something that she's brought up, but I'm on the website. First of all, let me share the link. Kyla, could you look for this if you're available? Um, could you, there, I sent the link out, rightalongpartners.org.
Mhm.
This is the website we're talking about. She's willing to broker or to coordinate a watch party, but
Oh.
we need to work with her on that. And I will be writing to her immediately after this recording to say, let's bring that up front and center. We just haven't publicized it as much as here's the booth, here's where you can sign up if you're in person to use the recording studios
Mm.
over there, etc. There's a lot to do, and we're plus we still have to do our laundry and pack.
That
Anyway,
sounds busy.
yeah. So, what classes are you thinking about taking?
So I want to focus on any areas I feel like I don't know enough about. So, I mean, that's a lot of things, but I think certainly my German ancestry, there's a whole lot more I want to understand there. And, I started doing the handwriting classes online.
Mhm.
I want to look more at Pennsylvania. I have
Mhm.
ancestors from there
Mhm.
and going back into the 1700s. And then
Oh,
probably, yeah.
so did they leave Germany and go to England and then to upstate New York and Pennsylvania, or were they a later arriving? Were they
So
Palatines?
I don't know exactly when they arrived, but I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I know they came from Germany. Yeah, it's taken me 20 years to get to a recent breakthrough with
Okay.
one of the Pennsylvania lines. And yeah, so yeah, I think they must have arrived in the early
Okay, that's a
1800-ish.
different
Yeah.
migration group. I mentioned to you in the green room that I had some that came over in 1848. There had been a
Mhm.
revolution of some sort.
Okay.
And so the intelligentsia, your people, I'm sure, came over in a migration pattern. But Pennsylvania was a big draw because
Yeah.
when I went to Germany to see where my ancestors are actually from, I actually had to stop driving that little Volkswagen Jetta hatchback thingamabob and pull off because I recognized the terrain. It
Wow.
looked like some of the places with the rolling hills and farmlands in Pennsylvania where my people settled. And geraniums that grow there wild were growing there wild in Pennsylvania. I literally was overwhelmed by that.
My
So,
goodness.
okay, Kyla is saying she can't, the computer blocks it because it was a recently created website. Okay, yes, Right Along Partners at RootsTech rightalongpartners.org is a newly created website. So we only we only thunk it up recently.
Okay.
Anyway, All
All
right.
right. Well, there's time. There's time.
There's time. And
Yeah.
as usual, you can see, folks, that I did not do very well at keeping it to a 3 to 5 minute interview. But what I wanted them to do was see who you are, see that smile, relate to you as a researcher. You have expertise in these areas and are admitting that you want to learn more in the Germanic area and in the Pennsylvania area, which happen to be a couple of my favorite topics.
Mm.
And you are not the only one. My good friend Melinda from Texas is here, and she says she would like to be in a watch party because it means she doesn't have to pack. And I will miss seeing you, kiddo, but here's a hug. And same to you, Lisa. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I'm glad we got to visit and I got to know you better. One thing
Definitely.
that's
Thank you.
missing from the description, folks, is I did not have the YouTube channel in the description, and I will update that as soon as we conclude this live stream. Thank you, Lisa. Nothing left to say, but I'm Dear Myrtle, your not so retired friend in genealogy. Happy family tree climbing, everybody. That's a wrap.